Yes, indeed, y'all. Yes, indeed. Welcome to UDR Productions. Please like, subscribe, and share. It doesn't cost you nothing to subscribe, so we can keep bringing you guys all this good content from prayer to streets. UDR Productions. Let's go and let's get it.
Good evening once again. What's up, my brethren, brothers, and sisters? You listen to MVP, most valuable poet, the proud Diana radical black Puerto Rican man of God from the Bronx where life started, current residing in Bridgeport, CT. You listen to Being Poetically Correct, folks. We're going to have a great time. We had a great time last week. I want to first of all give and acknowledge and give a shout out to the Almighty God for making things all possible, regardless of what's going on in our world. We're going to just make it through and just keep making it happen. So I want to have a great time tonight. We're going to have a great conversation. But before we get into great discussion, I want to introduce my fellow folks that's here today. Shout out to my man DJ Terrible T. Give a quick shout out.
Shout out to all the listeners, the viewers. I'm glad to be back and hopefully be able to contribute some good information. We're getting a little funny sound there. Okay. But anyway, that's you. Okay. Get some nice content. And with no further ado, let's pass it on to who we really came to hear speak tonight.
That's right. Let's rock tonight. So I want to introduce a wonderful guest that just came onto the scene. Her name is Nicole.
Yes.
Give a quick shout out.
How y'all doing?
All right, we feel blessed. We feel great. Listen, I know we just talked earlier today, and I want to, bring this conversation out there as far as bringing perspective. And what we're going to talk about is just basically about relationships, as far as either marriage, friendships, and let's really speak about that. I know you and I, Nicole, was talking about it in the beginning about how there's certain dynamics in friendships. And my first question would be, at least start this off, is what is friendship to you? How would you define friendship as far as from your life experience and from your perspective? The million dollar question.
I'm laughing because I had so many different experiences. Families, friendships along from school and growing up. I had a lot of different ones. But I take them very passionately, and that's like family.
Absolutely. Well, I think for me, friendship is something that's very vital to have, especially if you're around with the right kind of team that's about trying to invest and build up as far as your character, utilizing your God-given talents to uplift, to connect as far as resources, to support each other, to have real-life dialogues and genuine conversations, good or bad or different, even when you agree to disagree. But there always has to be a mutual respect and love for each other to really grow, because what I've seen nowadays is people just throw that word out there, friendship, but not really understand the essence of what it means to really have that fellowship, that friendship, as far as trying to build up one another. See, what you think about that idea itself, as far as from your perspective, sir?
Well, through the years, I would say your friends and friendship is crucial. It's critical to your growth and development. We all have heard that, whether it's mom, grandma, your aunts, your father, some elder time. I don't like that boy. I don't like that girl. Something about that, and they have this certain keen antenna to know that if you get around the wrong people, that your life could get turned upside down. So, at the same token, if you get the right friends around you, you can take off. I've heard a gentleman years ago say, I can tell you your future by your friends. So it's critical to have a circle, or even a dot. You don't have to have a whole lot, just the right quality type of friends, because friends are for life. They're not like relationships and, you have this one, that gets broken up, a marriage, divorce, separated. Friends, friends are for life. They're a lifetime relationship. And so they are critical to I mean, when you're going through things, who do you call? Your friends.
Your best friend.
You know what I mean? So
Shoulder.
friends are they're the critical care unit in our development and growth in life, I would say.
You know, for me, I always believe this with my whole heart, and the Bible says that bad influences corrupt good morals. So if you're around people that's corrupting your morals as far as your character, your beliefs, your standards, your ambition, your drive, and you allow that to suffocate you, then you become part of the problem, not part of the solutions. So then you ask yourself, are they really your friends? Because friends not supposed to bring each other down. Friends supposed to be about uplifting through good and bad times, through ups and downs, through rise and falls, through triumphs and failures. You know, that's like your ride or die kind of a person there that's going to be with you no matter what. They're not going to try to change you in that negative limelight, but instead be influential to say, look, you know what? No matter what goes on, through bad times I'm there, through good times we celebrate, I'm there. And that's to me is so, to your point, essentially critical, and is so important to have, because people come and go, right? People come and go in your life. You know, folks disappear, they come back. That's not true friendship in that way, at least in my eyes. True friendship is about really understanding the kind of people that you're around, and when you're in certain situations, especially when it gets testy, will they still be there with you when you go through those moments? That to me is the key. Nicole, what you think about that?
True. But there's a lot of scenarios. You just can't put one thing in there and say, okay. Friendship is a lot of work. It's like a marriage. It's no paycheck. The paycheck is the growth y'all went through, the energy, the tears, the happiness, the frustration, the I need, I want, and they there. Just like, even if it's a conversation, a hug, anything simple, it's a reward out of that relationship. It's like a female and a male being best friends. When people say, oh, that can't be without something happening in the mix. That's not true. It's not true. I can say that because I had a best friend in high school who was a male, and we looked at each other like brother and sister. I'm sorry we lost contact during these years, but I know if he ever see me between this show and any place else, he'd be like, I know who that is, and I cherish that friendship. I miss what we went through in high school. I miss how we did cut school before the last period and went home and ate up mom's grub, and everybody get out the house before mom get out of work, because we couldn't explain this, you know. So it's like certain things you hold on. You can be gone, but they never forget you, and you never forget them. But then you got tainted ones. You don't know when it's going to get tainted. You don't know who's going to drop some red dye in such a beautiful ocean of blue and just say, okay, because these two are so happy in their relationship and so positive with it, I can't stand being with this one and I can't get my way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just throw tainted in this relationship so that I can have this one all to myself.
I can say this, I've had a best friend for 26 years, and the funny story behind that was that we didn't like each other. It was because of perception. Like, he saw me as, oh, he just some thug from the Bronx. He just thought I was just some knucklehead that just got by going to college. And I looked at him as a teacher's pet where he would just always constantly ask questions. I'm like, dude, do you not pay attention to what's going on in the classroom? Like, what are you doing? And we had that perception. That wall was up until one day, and this is how amazing God does things. One day I forgot to write down a homework assignment for a biology class, and I'm like, man, what am I going to do? I don't want to fail classes. I'm not trying to be a fail. That's not happening. Not like this. And I'm on the bus going to school at the time, going to college, and I seen that. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, this mother effer B. I'm like, all right. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to start no problems. I'm not here to start ruckus. I'm not trying to create any kind of, friction of any sort. I said, let me just approach him respectfully. I said, listen, brother, I'm not here to bother you. I'm not here to rob you. I'm not here to, start something. But I do need help as far as what was the assignment for that class. He goes, oh, okay, cool. Here's the assignment. And then the funny part was, now back in the mid 90s, we had what's called CDs. So we used to rock CD players and CDs back then. So he was cracking up just seeing that, but he saw Nas Illmatic album, and he goes, "Oh, you listen to Nas?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's one of my favorite rap albums." He goes, "Yo, I'm feeling that too." So that broke the ice. That just broke the ice because we just started talking about Nas and rap music and the hip hop culture and the whole movement. I know T, you appreciate that because it was all about, you know, the positivity aspect of what hip hop represents. So just all of that conversation, we just started breaking bread. And all it takes is that one moment to say, you know what, this is something that might be worth to build. And now 26 years later, through ups and downs, through my trials, through my errors, through the failures, when I gave my life to Christ, like he saw all that happen in my life, and he's like, yo, you know what, man, I'm happy for you, because you know what, I would never take that from you, because you and I have built up for so long, and that to me is what friendship is all about. Every one of us go through different changes and transformations in our lives, but it's about having that support, it's about having that understanding, and not being envy of one's success. And no matter what goes on in one's life, you ride it out no matter what. Because while other people might disappoint you, but those once in a lifetime friendships will always be there. T, what do you say to that? Do you have something like that as far as like your experience for you, sir?
Well, I would add a true friend would be
what's up, DJ? DJ, what's
honest. And unfortunately, there's a lot of friends that aren't honest.
Yeah, that's true.
Keep it real.
Yeah, no,
they don't want to hurt your feelings. I don't truly believe in a friend backing me when I'm doing, and when I say doing bad things. A true friend is going to let you know, yo, you need to stop that. You need to get yourself together. You need to reconsider some things. They're not just going to ride with you just because that's my boy, that's my girl. A true friend is going to be honest. And honesty, to me, is one of the qualities of, and one of the greatest policies you can have in a friendship. Because if I'm just going to tell you what you want to hear, I'm just basically feeding your ego. I need to tell you what you need to hear, and what you, not necessarily what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. And you know, I would just add that into the mix of a true friend.
I believe that is, and I agree with that part. I would just say this for me: don't tell me what I want to hear. Tell me what I need to know, because then I know that what you're really saying, it has merit, it has truth, it has honesty, it has sincerity. Because to your point, if you tell me what I want to hear, yeah, it may sound good, but how truthful is it? You know what I'm saying? It could be easily be misled. So I think that's probably like one of the hardest parts in a friendship is, are you willing to be that bold to tell someone what they need to know, even if it may hurt, but you know, it's still truthful. And I think that to me is when you know friendships really last, because when you tell someone what they need to know, even if they might get mad at you, but at the end, they're gonna come back to you and say, yo, you know what, bro? You're right. You know what? That was my bad. I messed up on that one. You're right. Because they understand that your intentions is not to harm them. Your intention is to bring awareness so that they can realize that the transgressions that they made, that they make better choices. What do you think about that, Nicole?
It's kind of different for women.
Okay, explain it for your behalf, like for from your perspective.
See, I speak my truth. That's all I have. And I have been around enough women. I'm not from Connecticut.
Okay.
I am New York, Brooklyn bound.
Hey, Brooklyn in the house. You got Brooklyn, you got Bronx.
It's so much I can tolerate from women.
Is it more like, all right, let me say this. Is it more like about the gossiping, the slander, the two-face, or you think it's something much more deeply rooted?
You can walk away from the gossiping. You can walk away from somebody being two-faced. It's the person general. I don't look at what they do. I look at what they say and how their actions move with their words. Out here, I don't have many female closeness to me. I have a handful. And I trust what they tell me. I have had girlfriends in the past that says, I'm going through this with my man and I need your opinion. My question is, do you want me to tell you the truth and lose a friendship, or lie to you so you can keep liking me? If they can't answer that, I'm not going to answer their question. Because if you want me to be real, you'll tell me. If I wouldn't ask you, if I didn't want you to be who you are, to give me the answer I need. Okay, now we can go into your question. But if you sit here to tell me you're ready to put sugar when you already gave me a mountain of manure about your situation, and you want me to sprinkle some goodness, I can't do that. I can't sit here and see wrong and say, go ahead, girl, Bob, don't, he's going to change, or she's going to change, or I look at it like this. Hell, if y'all ain't changing, I'm changing. I'm going about my business. I'm not a woman's person.
Have you ever experienced that for you, Nicole? Like, have you ever witnessed something like that personally to then say, you know what? This is what the outcome was? Okay. I think we're going somewhere with this. So what was that experience for you, and like, what did you learn from that? How do you deal with that at that particular point in time in your life?
I'm going to break this down. I'm going to try to make this like less than 4 minutes. I was married. A so-called good friend who I know majority of over 20 years. She crossed me.
Wow.
She crossed me deep. She crossed me like no friend I ever had crossed me. And what kills me is like, man, my ex was married and dating. He should have known me better than anybody. You feel what I'm saying? I'm trying to actually get okay. Let me break this. She crossed me. I was on her heel. Yes, I was. I wasn't on her heel because there was a man involved. I was on her heel because she called herself one of my very good friends. I was on her heel because she looked at me and said, I love you. And at the end of the day, going behind my back and telling the man I'm supposed to be with a bunch of lies about me. So what I had to figure out is, I had to figure out how to remove her from my situation, because I had to get through 2 situations at one time, which means I got to figure out how to get rid of this so-called friend, and then I got to figure out what to do with the husband. So it was like, okay, this is my best friend. I married him. I trust him. I gave him my all. This is someone that came back into my life, and I tried. How my grandma put it to me. She said, you can't turn a whore into a housewife. So maybe that's why when I was the first one to get married, out of us, to say, I'm wife material. I'm loyal material, and I need the women that be behind me to be the same kind of material. If you can hold on to your man and do right, that's cool. But if he start crossing grounds and I catch on, believe me, I'm coming to tell you.
I mean, my thing is this, though, and I mean, T, you can share right after this. I mean, for me, I say this is that if you've been friends for a long time with somebody, and someone new comes into the picture, as far like, trying to develop friendship or marriage, the case may be, and that person felt threatened or felt intimidated in some way and is trying to sabotage, that to me is unacceptable, because my thing is that you should not allow someone or something to get in between the friendship that you and that person have for years, especially when it comes to another person, because they could just come and go. Like I've seen, for example, 2 female best friends had a fight for a guy that at the end of the day, he got in his car, bounced, and he went on to the next person, and they had wars about nothing. And it's just sad, and it's like you should not allow any person to come between the friends that you're trying to build, especially if you've been friends for a long time, from childhood to elementary school and so forth. So that to me, it just saddens me when I see that, but I'm not surprised by that. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Mr. T, I'm sorry.
Oh, but go ahead, sis.
In a woman point of view, I'm sorry. I done seen the dumbest acts out of women, especially Connecticut. Sorry. But y'all trip me out because y'all fight for the same dude that about 3 other chicks done had and still got. Y'all argue about who's gonna ride in the front seat next to him when all of y'all sharing the same seat. Homeboy can't buy your baby no Pampers, more or less free her full McDonald meal. y'all all crying, he's my man, because I got his name tattooed on me. When there's about 6 others on the other side of Bridgeport, Stratford, Fairfield, Stanford, they all got his name tattooed. But at the end of the day, y'all all sitting here saying, oh, that B got my man. But at the end of the day, it ain't that she got your man is where he wanted to be.
T, what you think about that from your perspective?
Well, I think a lot of that comes from what she just talked about was women not having respect for each other. Bottom line, I don't think any woman can come in and do anything with your man if he's your man. If in fact he has character, he has integrity, he has morals, he has ethics, and he has an ultimate goal. And if he's with somebody, then that's and especially in a marriage. But there's so many people that are insecure, and you hear that phrase. What's the dumb phrase you hear? Keep your friends close.
Put your enemies closer.
Nah, get my enemies away from me.
And is that malicious to come between a friendship or come between a marriage, and you allow that? That to me says about who you are. And for me, it's about learning how to bounce back and reflect as far as, learning about that whole experience for us. How can I become a wiser? How do I make sure that this doesn't happen again? You got to take a different, making different choices as far as doing things a little bit different to have a different outcome. And I think to me, it's like, it starts with you as far as having the core value of respect, integrity, morale, decency, honor, and just having that fruition to just, not put yourself in a position of putting someone in harm's way and putting yourself in bad situations where the outcome's going to be really ugly. What do you guys think to that? Thank you, Nicole, for sharing, dog.
Let me just say this.
Go ahead, bro.
The reality of it is there's one of the realities, because there's no one answer. I'm just going to add a little something. I've been teaching on this for years. You'll never have a secure relationship with any insecure partner. So if an insecure person comes into a relationship and they're banking on them being with you as their security, you got a broken person coming into it. Okay? And they're already broken. You hear phrases like, well, he completes me or she completes me. No, you have to no. You complete.
Okay. Y'all go on to the complete part. Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Because there's a different kind of completion out there. Because it is true. It is men that has said, this woman complete me. She brings that sunshine that I did not have. Or this woman's going to say, this man completes me. He gives me that extra I haven't felt in a while. It's a different kind of complete. I mean, I understand if y'all saying, okay, this chick saying that I complete her whole world with everything. No, I'm talking about like vibing with each other, understanding where the other one is from. Two different people coming from two different tracks. I mean, you're going to learn something. You're going to find something that says, yeah, he kind of makes me whole right there. He's more than just a lover or boyfriend or husband. He's my friend. I could go to him. He complete me in a way that I could say at the end of the day, I'm secure about who I am because he can accept me for who I am, and I do too. So to me, it's two different kind of completions.
Well, you got to look at it this way too, though. But if you're secure and the person's insecure, how's that going to work?
No, that's what I'm saying. If you know you got an insecure, that's something you need to evaluate real. But if you got somebody that's from a different track, different time, and y'all get to connect, I mean, you got to look at it as, okay, he could be like, okay, she complete me by, my last girlfriend never did this for me, but she does it because she like it. And she might be like, oh, well, my dude does this, and I ain't even got to mention it. He know when I'm feeling bad, just hearing my hello. It's a different kind of complete. You got begging complete, because they begging for somebody to complete them, to give them that, oh my God, you're beautiful every day or day. Like, come on, if you gotta tell a woman or man you look good all day, every day.
That's affirmation, I get that.
Go and find a new mate. Let them go, because they ain't gonna never be happy. They ain't never gonna be secure about who they are. If they go buy a dress and say, "Oh my God, I look too fat," and then you keep saying, "No, babe, you look good. You look good." I'm telling you, taking pictures, you look good, and she's still complaining. You can't fix that. It was already broken. She's not helping to get it fixed. She just enjoy you. No, babe. No, babe. You good. You good. I'm sorry. I don't like whining women.
Can I say something on that? Because she jumped all on that, man.
Yeah, T.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay because I use, because I know language is very, very important with words you use. I use a better word. Compliments me, because a woman should be complete within herself, just like a man should be complete within himself. So I wasn't talking. You hear the phrase "looking for love" all in the wrong places, and people go out there looking for love instead of fostering, developing, and growing within. And I mean loving yourself, and that's what I'm talking about. So when I'm talking about the complete, I'm talking about the ones who are broken, and I mean broke more ways than one too. All right, and looking for somebody to
take care of that whole lot.
Yeah, right. So, and it's about complimentary, being complimentary to each other, and those where the compliments come in, and that's where, and it goes both ways. And like MVP spoke about, help each other grow, help each other develop, help each other inspire one another. Don't try to discourage it. Lift each other up. Don't put each other down. But oftentimes, as you just said, sis, regardless whether it's a male. And it's not, to me, it's not a male or female thing. It's an internal human thing where a person, regardless what they have or what they got going on, it ain't never enough. They're not happy. And people have broken their wallets trying to either buy happiness, or they've been breaking their neck trying to, if you want to say, please that one. Well, I do everything for her. I do everything for him. And I don't get this in return. If you give, and we should all be givers, right? Would you agree with that? Then it's natural revolution it's receiving. I hate the word, and I said this on one of my Facebook posts the other day. It's not about give and take. It's about give and receive. Yeah. So but when you give because you want to give. You're not giving because you're looking for something in return. And there's certain people who take a tally of all the things they done did for you, or I done did for this one, and then they use it as leverage. Well, he ain't bought me this, or she ain't did this for me. But that's a sickness to me, because I think you said it earlier. It should just be naturally. Like, we're not naturally loving who we are individually. So how crazy it is to think you can get with somebody else and love each other naturally. If you can't naturally love you and take care of you and be inspired within you, yes, I'm gonna give you your compliments, and I hope I get them in return. But if you don't, guess what? I'm still gonna be encouraging within myself, and you're not gonna rain on this parade. And I'm gonna keep it positive and keep it moving. And I'm not wishing any harm, but I know and I mean on both ends, women have dealt with it. Men have dealt with it on both sides. So it's no man or woman thing. It's like we have a hard time. We have a hard time. What is relationship? It's relate. And we got this ship. And there's some people bring so much baggage to the ship that the ship sinks. All right? Or they bring so much baggage to the plane, like bless her sweet, sacred soul, Aaliyah, rest in peace. When they talked about that plane being overloaded. I had a friend, and I'm going to end on this note. And both, whether it's male or female, they say we all have baggage. Every last one of us. Don't listen. Let's not track like we ain't got no baggage. But you have enough baggage where I can put it in the back of the trunk, or do we got to go to a U-Haul and go get a truck? And if you bring in that into this relationship, there is going to be serious complications and problems down the line, not challenges. And I think to grow, and I've heard you said it. There's a lot of stuff you just got to let go. And that's what holds people down, because they don't let go of things. They don't let go, and that weighs them down. Individually and collectively.
True.
I know for me, a lot of us are sharing experiences, so we're not telling viewers what to do or how to do it. We're just sharing us what we know, what we think, what we stand for, what we believe. For me, I've been a married man going on 5 years, May 2021, right? What has helped me is the love of God. And my wife and I pray every day. She prays for me because I'm a warrior going to battle, going to warfare. And I pray for her because she goes through battle. We go through warfare every day. And what we do is we communicate. We communicate about whatever it is that we go through on a day-to-day. We keep it real. We keep it 100. We keep it genuine. That's what we do. We talk about things. We don't talk at each other. We talk to each other. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that my wife always tells me, she said, baby, affirmation. So I affirm to her that you're the apple of my eye. I affirm to her that you're a God-fearing woman. I affirm to her that, Ma, you're doing a great job. I love you. You amaze me. You excite me. You entice me. You know, you bring joy into my life. And just as a woman needs that affirmation, believe it or not, so does a man. I don't care what anybody say. A man needs affirmation. Like, you know what? Yeah. Thank you for being the God-fearing man you need to be. Thank you for being the leader that provides in the house. Thank you for being the example that men need to listen to. Thank you for being the example of how a man must carry himself, how to love, how to treat women, and how to respect, and how to be that example. So I'm just saying, this is what helps me. This is what helps my wife and I get through those rough times. It's just through love. Love is the key.
It is.
Through words, and most of all, by actions.
But I think with your wife, with you, just as your individual, what she know, she just love and appreciate you for being that man that make her complete. You see what I'm saying with the complete?
Absolutely. No, I get it. No, I get it. I think the idea is that as a person, you know, you don't want to compromise the value of what you bring to the table. Mm-hmm. And if you have to compromise the value that you bring to the table, that's going to be a problem. And I know T was saying it before about how, you know, there's no need to have all these complications. You're going to have challenges there because, you know, you're dealing with trials. But how do you unpack those baggages and let it loose? If y'all want to let it loose together, then guess what? The weight gets a little bit lighter and it gets a little bit more easier. Would you guys agree to that?
I agree.
Absolutely.
So, you know, yeah, man. And, you know, like I said, man, folks, we're about to wind down and close it out. Folks, once again, you're not hearing it from us as far as telling you guys what to do or how to do things. We're just sharing with you guys what has worked, bring perspective. Nicole provided a wonderful narrative of her life experiences. I'm speaking from the heart of what I experienced it. Terrible T is speaking what he experiences. So we bring in perspective of knowledge, wisdom, authenticity, and most of all love, because I said it before, I say it now. Love is so missing. We need love. Period. So with that being said, folks, we're gonna go out again till next time. And what's up? Yo, you wanna speak? I'm saying, dog, you got folks, well, hold on 1 second. I don't wanna say it's time yet. I'm saying alright, hold on. Go ahead. All right, listen, folks. Before we get going, before we let it go, my man, come on, baby. Listen, let's make sure. All right, no, stay right there, stay right there. All right, folks. Now, as y'all can see, we're not gonna close it out yet. Listen, what makes being politically correct so unique is you never know what's gonna happen. First, you have me one-on-one. There are times you see two. Now you have three. Not saying now, because you had three before. But this is our first time we have four. So I want to make sure, God, you my witness, I want to make sure that my man gets a voice to speak on it. That's what it's all about. Giving people a lending hand to speak on what they believe, what they know, and just being that voice. My man Jers, give a quick shout out.
Sir, what I mean, what's good, baby?
Yeah, of course. What's going on, baby?
How you doing, sweetheart? Young man, how's everything?
Hey.
Just want to say what up to everybody. Sorry for missing the last couple of episodes, but you know, I'm
what's
back,
up with that? Now stop.
Yeah, you know, man.
Yeah, I know.
I wasn't making pancakes this time. It was cheeseburgers.
Oh.
So, cheeseburger tenders. You know,
so I know you was listening intently before, like, as far as what we were speaking about. So just give your perspective from what you understand, what you know, and just your stance on what we was talking about from your point of view.
I mean, basically, I agree with everything that everyone pretty much said. Everyone gave their point of view, gave a perspective, and I do agree. And most importantly, I was talking to Dog, you know, while you guys were all discussing your things, and you said it right before. You know, literally, the whole thing is more so love and having perspective. You know, when you said the thing about completing, you know, not saying you're completing my world, but when someone completes you, they're giving you another perspective on life. So you get to see and learn from another person, and that's what's going to make you a better person, because now you have better understanding of where that person may be coming from, or you know, of that magnitude, or for whatever the experience, whatever the case may be, because you may not know what's going on with anybody So like I said before, for one of me, my biggest thing is always communication. Like you definitely explained and said, you have to keep that line of communication open.
Absolutely.
So as long as the other person, your significant other, or even like, friendship, your friend that you grew up with or someone you just met, as long as you're communicating with each other and like you said, being open and honest, you can never really go wrong. Because you know what? By you being open and honest with me, I know that you actually do have the best interest of me.
Right.
Regardless whether I might be mad, I don't want to hear that shit right now. Go leave me the hell alone. But at the end of the day, you're telling me the truth.
But you come back to that though
later. And that's why I'm reacting, because I know you're telling me something that's good for me. That's something I needed to hear. So yeah, even look on the flip side. When it's all said and done, just because it's raining don't mean the sun ain't gonna come back out. There's always a storm before it comes out beautiful again. So regardless of whatever issues you may be going through with anybody, whether it's pertaining to any relationship. And relationship, it could be literally a friendship, a marriage, it could be a work relationship. It could just be, as a customer to a client, whatever the case may be.
Right.
No matter what the relationship is, you just always gotta try to find a positive way to look at every situation and learn to respect one another.
That's all.
Because once you lose respect for anybody, then obviously you turned off.
Yes, you did.
So you just gotta learn to be able to communicate, be mindful of other people, be understanding of their situation. Even if you don't fully understand it, I'm not gonna sit there and give you words of, advice because it sounds good. No, I'm gonna feed you my life experiences and hoping you can learn from that and you can apply it to your situation to be better off. So, definitely the love and keeping positive. Like always, be positive. There's so much hate and negativity already going around us.
Too much as it is.
So why sit there and keep on feeding that negativity and feed you more fuel to that fire for no reason? Say something. Anybody could be having a bad day. You can just walk by and smile. Say, good morning, beautiful. Good morning, young man. How are you doing, sir? How are you doing? Even a simple gesture, you go to change someone's whole perspective in their day. Somebody be really going through something, really, and you just taking the opportunity to just, walk by and say, hey, you hungry? You need something? Hey, let me get you a drink, or come over here. It's nice out. What's the weather look like? Or anything. Just get someone's mind off of whatever may be bothering them. And that just gave them a different perspective and outlook, because it took them, maybe they don't have no way to support them or have that person in their corner. And just by you asking a question to find out shows them that you care for other people. You ain't got to go above and beyond, but like I said, you never know what anyone's situation may be, regardless of their relationship, or financial status, anything. So just always try to look at things in a positive outlook and just keep being positive. Show love. Show that you're a kind-hearted person. You might be going through something, but just receiving that love and positive feedback and energy from someone else, gives you that, encouragement or strength to, look to pass on that blessing that you might have just received.
And on that note, folks, I think you done heard it all from all of us. And like I said, the more like minds we have, the more inspiration that we bring, the more hope you guys can gain from as far as being insightfully aware and just feeling like that there's hope. On that note, folks, once again, I ask my viewers, my brothers, my sisters, my brethren, please subscribe to UDR Productions Go Love Team. Support your boy MVP, Most Valuable Poet. Support Jers, support Nikki, my man Terrible T. Folks, we're going to give it to y'all straight. God bless you guys. Listen to our videos, be inspired. We're going to go out again until next time. God bless. Out.
Bye.
Peace and blessings.
Yes, indeed, y'all. Yes, indeed. Welcome to UDR Productions. Please like, subscribe, and share. It doesn't cost you nothing to subscribe, so we can keep bringing you guys all this good content from prayer to streets. UDR Productions. Let's go and let's get it.